The Big Red Machine is officially a Hall of Famer. Alexis Carrillo here, back with ACB Wrestling Talk, and it was announced this morning on WWE's The Bump that Kane, the Big Red Machine, the Big Red Monster, the Demon himself, Kane, will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year during WrestleMania weekend. And who was responsible to give him the news, and hopefully the man I think be a major injustice if he wasn't the one inducting him into the Hall of Fame itself. The Undertaker, Mark Calloway himself, gave Kane the news, and obviously Kane pretty much teared up, and it was kind of sweet. You know, other fans might say it was a little bit cringeworthy because, the Undertaker gave him the news, and Kane he was just silent. He was just quiet. But at the end of the day, he was just feeling the moment, and especially with the news coming out from one of his great friends, and Kane said it himself, and many people would agree with it, that without the Undertaker there would be no Kane. It was that mythology that allowed Kane to exist in the current WWE universe, and I for one cannot be happier for Mr. Glenn Jacobs, who is now, officially going to be a part of the WWE Hall of Fame. Something we all knew, that he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. He had that Hall of Fame career level worthiness and prestige to it. But the fact of the matter remains, if it were up to me, Kane would be leading this class. He should be the headliner. He should be the main guy going into the Hall of Fame. Because if he's not, then how could you make him a second fiddle to someone else? Really, how could that happen? Kane is a former 3-time world champion, WWE, ECW, and world heavyweight champion. He's a former intercontinental champion twice, and a 12-time WWE world tag team champion, a former Money in the Bank winner, a hardcore champion, 24/7 champion. He's done it all. So now, the real question is, does this mean Kane's officially retired? Will he ever compete in a WWE ring again? And if it were up to me, if I were booking the shows, and if I were Glenn Jacobs myself, I just end it right here. I'm a Hall of Famer. That's it. My career's done. And as a fan, that's all I want to see. I don't want to see guys past their prime on TV anymore. That's a fact. And yes, I was happy for Kane when he won the World Heavyweight Championship back in 2010. He had a very good run. I definitely wanted him to win that world title back then, simply because, ever since 1997, Kane hadn't been given his due. He had been WWE Champion for all of one day. So obviously he needed to have a real main event world title run. He got that. He got to beat The Undertaker in 3 consecutive pay-per-view matches, ending it with Hell in a Cell. He retained the world title against the legend of Taker, a superstar that Kane had never really been portrayed as superior to. He got that. Not to mention, he formed one of the greatest tag teams, one of the most epic tag teams in WWE history with The Undertaker. And just in story itself, mythology, legend, and continuity, and just the length of their overall program, The Undertaker and Kane's brotherhood, rivalry, and everything in between could be described as the greatest story WWE has ever told, and that would be hard to argue against. So in my opinion, I couldn't be more excited for these news. I can't wait to see Kane get inducted into the Hall of Fame, hopefully by The Undertaker himself. And again, I'm crossing my fingers a lot, that he does indeed get the headline this class of 2021 Hall of Famers, because he just had that type of career, and it would be such a shame to have him play second fiddle to someone else. So those are just my thoughts, but what do you think? Do you think it's a little bit too soon to induct Kane into the Hall of Fame? Do you think maybe The Undertaker should have been inducted into the Hall of Fame first? Leave your thoughts and comments on the comments section below. That's it for me. I've been Alexis Carrillo. Have a great day.